I'm here with Chris McGowan, CEDIA President for the Zone Australasia, and Stephen Miller, who's Executive Officer, Executive Director, in fact, of CEDIA Australasia. It's a pleasure to have you here with us in London.
It's nice to be here, except for the weather.
Yeah, it'd be nicer down there. Well, maybe we'll follow you down there. In fact, you've got a hot event. Your CEDIA Expo, like the Expo here in London, is going to be in about a month now. Yeah. Why don't you give us some figures, facts and figures about that? And then, Chris, why don't you give us a little bit of the extension for this zone, because in fact it's one of the biggest zones in the world for CEDIA.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, the Expo is on the 26th to the 28th of July, and we hold the Expo in Queensland, which is really one of the most beautiful spots in the world. You know, they say it's perfect one day and excellent the next, so it's pretty awesome. Most guys just love going there just to get away and to take a bit of a break. Last year, we saw almost our attendance double, which shows that there is a massive need for our Expo. And the location that we have the Expo is the exhibitors really have a captive audience right there. You know, it's a perfect way for networking. We also have a lot of education at our Expo.
Well, that's the key factor with all the CEDIA Expos. It's not only the products, but it's also these training sessions that we've had about 130 different courses in the U.S. It's about 300 different courses. So
we'll
it's
never
massive.
Get to the U.S. I mean,
well, maybe you will. Maybe with your zone, if you get a few of the Chinese in there, you'll never know.
Yeah, so at the moment I think that we're probably pushing around about 60 courses, and that's
a good start, because last year here they weren't that many, really.
No, roughly about the same. Yeah. And we also include manufacturer training, we also have ISF certification there. We bring Joel Silver out.
Okay.
So obviously we're trying to raise the bar in our industry.
Well, Chris, maybe you can sort of dovetail in on that. We're saying you'll never get there, but maybe you will, because in fact the zone has, if I understand correctly, the CEDIA zone cut up of the world has actually changed. Yeah. And you've got the biggest piece of the pie, basically. Yeah. You've got you've got the China card.
Yeah, we've been just handed the very large chunk of the world to come under our wing, and now all of Asia Pacific is basically under the Australasia area. And in fact, we'll be moving to, change the name to be Asia Pacific to take in all of those sorts of areas. And so we've got chunks of the population. So what do we put on the clip?
Australasia or Asia Pacific, whatever you'll tell me.
We've got to go through all those hoops before we do those sorts of things. But we've got now China, we have Indonesia, we have major chunks of the world's population.
So if we add that up, we got China and Japan and Indonesia, Australia, and all those little islands where all those wonderful things happen. That's
So you've got some big,
New Zealand,
big populations.
You got a third of the world's population. That's clear.
Absolutely. So we've got a lot of stuff to do, and
probably
that's obviously a big shift.
Economically, the fastest growing area in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. The UK obviously taking on the Middle East, but I think China, that's a big challenge right there.
That's a very big challenge.
Absolutely.
And a fast growing market, and a lot of new products will certainly come out of there.
Yeah.
So and they've got a lot of money. When they've got the money, they've got a lot of money. So you'll probably see some very, very upmarket custom installations coming out of there.
And we've seen a lot of desire for training and certification and so on. So CEDIA's got a lot to offer into this region, and we're very keen and very excited about the opportunity of getting up there and basically taking the CEDIA brand and the CEDIA services right through that region. It'd be fantastic.
Okay, so if people want to reserve, there's probably still some space left in the hotels, although it's probably getting close. The stands are probably full now, I would suppose.
Well, we're roughly about 93%. I mean, obviously we will sell out. There's no issue about that. In the way of hotels and accommodation, there is limited hotels within the direct vicinity, so we do try to encourage people to pre-register and to book their accommodation as soon as they possibly know, or as soon as they know they're coming.
If they want to do that, it's www.cedia.com.au.
.au
for Australia. Okay, cool. For more information, you can go on there. If you relay on more information to us, we'll be glad to send that out to our 300,000 readers a month. So.
I appreciate it very much.
And there are some of those on Australia. We do get quite a bit of And an increasing part of the traffic from Australia, which is interesting.
Excellent.
So that's cool.
Yep.
So maybe we'll see you out there. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you again.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.